Hello, James.
Hello there.
What are we going to talk about?
Okay, yeah. So from here, what I would be thinking would be, hi, my name's James Rutherford. I'm a licensed realtor. Today, I want to talk about Realty Biz Connect, powered by Small Business Dream. I'm sitting with
Craig Peliquin.
who is a small business dream expert. The reason that we launched Realty Biz Connect is there was a weakness in how I could identify with my clients, how I could maintain and manage my base of business correctly, and really how do I go about getting new clients. So the question that I would ask all the time is, how do I make more money? Even in a slow market. We just came off the busiest market that we've seen in 20 years into something stagnant, and I'm scrambling. How do I make more money in this market? I'm tired of the effort, the expense, and the risk of getting new listings or buying. How about the time required? In my database, I have thousands of names. None of them do I follow up with. I will do one transaction and then they will fall to the bottom of the list because I don't know how or when or who I should follow up with. So, how do I do that? And it seems daunting to be able to understand the time that's required for it. So, when you asked me if I could automate it, how would that be? Well, great. If I knew how to automate that and contact them well, it would be good. And especially in a way that clients would love to hear from us, because they get not another email from a realtor, right? It's always crap. Stop sending me stuff. I'm tired of hearing from it. So if they could actually love to hear from us, that would be great. Am I frustrated of not knowing who to call next? I am frustrated because, like I said, I got thousands of names in a database. I've done business with some. I haven't done business with some. But who do I call next? I don't know. If this can show me how to do it, or because this shows me how to do it, I'm ahead of the game. So, the reality is everyone that we meet should be a future client. I'm in real estate. They've got real estate needs. Why don't they use me? I'm not around when it's time for them to make a transaction. They're going to deal with whoever happened to be close to them at the moment in time they needed something. So really, everybody should, but they're not, because I don't follow up the way that needs to be done. So small business dream, Realty Biz Connect, it lets us know who we should be doing that and still manage them. That's a big question, because you don't want to keep sending the same thing to the same clients. They just stop wanting to hear from you.
Right.
So what we need to do is get unique, useful, valued information to them in a timely manner that they do want to hear from it. So yeah, like I said, we do one transaction. Most realtors will do one transaction with a client and they will not do a second one because they don't follow up. They feel embarrassed that they haven't done the right job following up, and they think that the client isn't wanting to hear from them, and so they make it so and they never hear from them again. So it's important. This is true, 7 to 13 years. That's a long time to stay in contact with a client. It's easy to stay in contact with a client who's a friend, but if it's just a general client out there, it's a daunting task. So, through our programs like the home tips, or through our first time home buyers program, or through how to move your way up in real estate programs, those help bridge that 7 to 13 year gap. This is super important. I've been fortunate to have a lot of my clients refer me to their friends and family. The reason they do is I've done very well through the transaction with them. Most of my referrals come within 2 weeks to a month after the transaction. Once we get beyond that, they don't refer a whole lot because it becomes difficult, and I don't follow up with them after that month. I fall off the face of the earth like every other realtor that's out there. Imagine if you could have something every homeowner would value. Great. Our home tips is definitely, we can give it away for free. That contact is a good thing, but it needs to be more than just homeowner tips. We need to do other things, and we've got that built. Branding, to me, this is important. When it comes to clients choosing who they're going to use, they need to know my face, they need to know who I'm with, and they need to know that I'm still in real estate, because it's a very transitional business. There's a handful of people that stay long term, but it's a revolving door. So the assumption is he's probably not in real estate anyways. So branding it to us is critical. Name and pay for years after It does sound too good to be true. That's why we built it. Is the 360-degree solution? It is. So when it comes to this, the what's included for us, realtors are really good at meeting people. They suck at follow-up. They're terrible when it comes to any of the digital assets, the setting up a system, the lead generation. We all know we need it, but how? What does that mean? The do not call list. Well, like I said, I got a buddy that's facing $50,000 in fine, and his company's got $1 million in fines. So it's important, right? We need to explain a little bit more about the private Facebook support and success group. Not so much it's not on the usability of the software, I don't think, but it's asking questions about how do I market, or tell me more about that private group.
Okay, so let's talk about the private Facebook support and success group. One of the things that we found at Small Business Dream is when we've got our clients working together in the similar industries, they all have either, whether it's a restaurant or they've got a flooring business, or they're coaches, whatever they have, they're in small business. Same with realtors. Realtors, you all have a lot of things in common, and many have a lot of similar questions. What if you could have real estate agents from around the world answer questions not only about real estate, but also have the experts at Small Business Dream answer the questions about the software and the sales funnels and the implementation and how to get more leads, and get me helping you build more LinkedIn contacts and do it effectively. Have you help them answer more questions about real estate and how it affects them and things they can do with an open house better to, once again, ultimately make more sales.
Cool. Because the thing that I find with realtors is they don't like to share. Everybody has this kind of close to their chest mentality. So if I go to another realtor and I say to them, hey, what do you think about this? The answer I'm going to get is usually a submarine. It's not usually a successful one. Now, there's a group of realtors that, a lot of my friends, we understand there's enough business out there, and we actually can achieve more by working together with a common mindset. And so we're good that side. But many realtors they don't want you looking at their notebook because, you're going to see a name and you're going to steal it, or you're going to take my unique idea. Which is, of course, absolutely false. I mean, there's not a lot of truly unique ideas out there.
I totally understand where you're coming from. Back in my previous life for me in business, when there was Yellow Pages, everybody remember Yellow Pages? People used to come to me and say, hey, you're in the Yellow Pages, Craig. Should I be in the Yellow Pages? And I would always answer, no. You should not be in the Yellow Pages. And my reason, it's expensive. People just call you up, ask your prices, and it doesn't do any good. Even though it was 80% of my business, I didn't want to share that information with my competitor because then it wouldn't be as effective for me. So I understand where you're coming from with a local real estate agent down the street. Yep. But a real estate agent in another city, in another country, can certainly help you and give you tips because it will not affect him at all.
Absolutely. We spend so much time reinventing wheels rather than just making the wheel better, right? So, cool.
Great.
Okay, the video library of all previous trainings, that's great. I love the webinars, great for real time. The full sales and marketing automation suite. Maybe walk through how that works on Small Business Dream and how it applies to Realty Biz Connect, because that is by far for me one of the biggest things is how do I manage my book of business.
Well, and that was why we developed different verticals from Small Business Dream. Small Business Dream was designed to help small business owners be able to follow up with their customers better, to be able to make more sales.
Sure.
So at Small Business Dream, that's what we do. We are rapid sales growth experts. We help you increase your sales.
Yep.
And usually that is by finding one or two things that can help use your data better.
Right.
And we found that real estate agents didn't use their data very well, didn't collect it very well, didn't know who they were following up with. Sure. And when we met, you realized that our software and what you were doing, we could mesh the two together, and we created a brand new vertical called Realty Biz Connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we tailor-made that to the needs of real estate agents instead of small business owners. And there's a lot of things that overlap, but there's some things that real estate agents needed that we didn't have in Small Business Dream, so we put the two together.
Compliance is our number one thing when it comes to real estate. We deal with the largest transactions of people's lives. We collect a lot of personal information, and how we contact clients is so regulated. Knowing that we're following the guidelines correctly is important, because it's not that we get a slap on the wrist. We get fined, and we get fined large dollars for every time there's an infraction. So,
and we do a lot at Small Business Dream already to be CASL compliant, so that is
Perfect.
Canada Anti-Spam legislation. So we make sure that the opt-in emails go out, that there's remove buttons, that they aren't removed and never talked to again. Now adding in the do not call registry management for real estate agents that are doing a lot of phone calls. That was just a natural add-on to our system to make sure that when you're out there connecting with new people, that you're doing it properly.
Yeah.
One of the books that you do get is you get access to my book on LinkedIn. I've found that LinkedIn is a very powerful tool to be able to go out and build your business. The problem with LinkedIn is it's not easy to follow up.
Right.
Most people do it incorrectly. And if you follow the steps in my book, you're able to go out and find new qualified prospects in a very short period of time.
Awesome.
And it's so simple that you can automate it and have your personal assistant, or you can hire somebody to run your social media campaigns, run your LinkedIn, make the connections for you, and you only jump in when you've got a real live connection. Perfect. And that's where Small Business Dream comes in. We create the sales funnels, the follow-up, hey, why don't you come and download, are you looking to buy a house? Let me give you 5 tips that every new homeowner should know. Or you're going to be buying a house for the first time, what you should know. Or what you should know in 2020 that is different from 5 or 10 years ago. Yeah. And you can create these tips. People will download your tips, get access to you, download the app to get part of maybe the home follow-up tips. Yeah. So we've got ways to be able to follow up with your potential customers and existing customers to be able to keep you top of mind. So they get your home renovation tip and they go, that's a great idea. Yeah. Instead of just getting, here are the comparables that you're going to get. And every month I get an email from my real estate agent. Here's the comparables from,
2 months. That's what you get out of it.
And why do I need to know the comparables? I just bought a house. I don't need to know the comparables, especially if the house is in a downturning market. Now I'm mad at you. Yeah. If it's moving up, that's great. I know my house is worth more, but I don't need to know that. But when you send me a tip that, did you know to increase the value of your house over the next year, you should get your carpets cleaned? Sure. And here's a great carpet cleaner that we've vetted and recommend if you need to get it in your area. And roofing, and go check the filters in your furnace. And these are different tips that you should have, and that gets sent out to me once a month. Yep. Nothing about selling me a new house, but giving me information that I need, that I would say to my friends, hey, you need to be part of James's newsletter, because he's going to send you out these home renovation tips that are fabulous. And now they recommend their friends. And because you do a joint venture, you're able to say, if one of your friends comes to me and buys, I know that they're connected to me because of you, because the Joint Venture Act tracks everything.
I know I'm compliant.
And I'm now able to send you a $500 little thank you bonus when everything completes.
That's perfect. And because we're generating our own leads, we're not going to a third-party company where we lose control of how that's done. It's come through our funnel, it's come through our management tracking, it's come through our own efforts. We know we're compliant. All the way downstream, as the joint venture goes out and people are sending referrals, that's all compliant all the way through. We know that we're not at risk. So great. So on the what's included, the done for you digital assets. What do you think the importance of the digital asset, and what is that? Maybe explain that a little bit more for us.
Well, on the done for you digital assets, just having access to the things that we need to make you look good on the internet.
Sure.
So whether that's your poses and photos, and we know the poses, the power poses that work, that we have seen over tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars of advertising and using on social media and websites. What poses convert?
Sure.
And what colors are the best to wear? These are the things that you need to know in order to build your business. Right. So we will take those photos for you and give you unrestricted usage license, so you can use them in all of your stuff moving forward.
Doing that for us is so important, because the problem that lots of realtors have is we know we need to be in there. We know we need social media. We know we need pictures. We know we need it, but we don't know how to do it. We don't have a lot of time to try and go and research it. And if we are, we're used to kind of being led down the garden path so frequently by people that are just interested in getting money out of the wallet, but we don't get a lot of return out of it. So done for us is really good.
Well, and then we're going to help you with your video, a 40-second intro video about who you are, why you're doing it. And that's part of the third part here, the high converting elevator pitch. So we're going to coach you on what to say.
Perfect.
So when somebody asks you, what do you do for a living?
I sell real estate.
And then everybody else. So what makes you different? What makes you unique? We're going to help create that for you, create the words, turn that into a 40-second video introduction, which we then put into the app and part of your website and all things that we do. So we're creating the content that you need to be able to get more customers.
How am I different from every other realtor out there? You'll help me identify that and send
exactly.
more.
So then we go with your LinkedIn profile and make sure that you got an all-star profile on LinkedIn. Update your Facebook profile as well. And what's really important is you need to have your listings. And we will create 5 feature-rich listing pages for your upcoming sales properties.
Perfect. That's absolutely brilliant.
These are some of the power poses. You can see these are not because we think they're cute. These are proven through A/B testing over the years as to convert better on the internet. And that's why we take these poses.
Perfect.
The 40-second intro video, like we just talked about, we make sure that it's done and it's professionally edited with background images and videos as it goes through to make it look professional. We do it in our green screen studio here in Vancouver.
Yep.
Or you can send us your green screen video if you're not local.
I was super impressed with how these ones turned out. Absolutely. And you guys blew me away with LinkedIn and Facebook. I knew I needed to be on there, but I sure had no idea of what should be done. And $199 to get me on LinkedIn, I thought was really cheap. And the same for Facebook. Super good. I agree. The listings, any way we can separate ourselves out from what other people have, that's super important.
Done for you digital assets.
Yeah. And I believe that this is a 1998 value. I mean, the headshots, I can tell you $350 for 6 headshots is low. I've gone in and done $500 and come out with 2 that haven't been overly great. $500 to get a 40-second introduction video where I'm coached on what to say or how to move forward. That's a super good value. The elevator pitch, that's what do you do? I sell real estate. Well, that's what everybody says, but there's got to be something I do differently, and you guys were great at bringing that out and bringing it forward. And so, yeah, like I said, the LinkedIn profile and the Facebook is super great in what you guys can do.
Super. So, and then we will update all your digital assets for you when you decide to do it again in year 2.
Which is great because most of us will go and get pictures done, and then 20 years from now we'll go get them done again. There's a lot of realtors you expect you're going to go see a 35-year-old good-looking young lady, and all of a sudden, a grandma who's 60 shows up, and
yes,
it's a little confusing. But yes, that was really them in 1986.
If your photo is 10 years ago or 40 pounds ago, maybe it's time to update your photo.
Yeah, and if we know that something's going to work, we're going to stay for a few years. So keeping our content good is awesome,
right? For
sure.
And then we're going to set it all up for you because we know that if we give you all the assets and we give you the tools, you're likely not going to go out to do it. You're not going to build it yourself. No. So our team at Small Business Dream is going to put together all of your assets for you. We're going to create it. We're going to get access to your LinkedIn profile and upload it for you, to your Facebook and upload it for you. Perfect. And then hand it all over to you. We're going to create your listing in the Business Finder app, in the Realty Biz Connect app. We're going to create your video, upload it for you. We're going to hand everything over to you already done. So there's nothing left except for you to share the app.
Yeah, because I cannot tell you how many other software companies I've used, and I start into it, and it's too much. I spend $1,000, it lasts me a day, and then I don't use it anymore. So handing me something that works is perfect.
Right. And one of the biggest things that we're going to help you with is lead generation strategies. So we've already talked about my LinkedIn book.
Yep.
LinkedIn is a great way. If you're not using LinkedIn effectively,
Yep.
this is a great way to get leads because you can target them. You can find the right people, demographics,
Yep.
geographic regions. You can go after that. The home tip reminders lead generation system. I mean, great way to get new people coming on board for your newsletter.
Yep.
The joint venture lead generation system, that's fantastic. Imagine people sharing your information as a real estate agent to be able to follow up with you, to be part of your newsletter, and when they're ready to buy, whether it's a month from now, a year from now, 5 years or 10 years from now, they're still getting good content from you, and now you are always top of mind when they're ready to buy.
Sure. And for us, it's compliance. We're not allowed to offer a joint venture without tracking it, without disclosure of the fact of what it is. Well, this is public. It's $500 for a lead. It's tracked. It keeps me compliant all
Right.
the way downstream, which is super important to what we do.
And when you're doing all this, you need to have a sales funnel. You
Absolutely.
need to have a way to direct people not to your website, but to a specific information to find out more details about what you're doing and to be able to connect and follow up. And we know how to create those for you, and we will build those for you.
Perfect. Yeah, this one, I mean, we've talked about it. It's beating a dead horse. You do not call anybody on the do not call registry, and getting management behind that is ultimately critical.
Right.
And that doesn't just apply to you, but it also applies to companies that you hire to lead generate for you. And we may look at the company and they say, yeah, we're never going to call anybody. We're going to do our own lead funnel generation. Well, if they third party out to someone who makes a phone call, you as the realtor are responsible for that call. You are the one that's going to face the fine. So run it through the management system.
Yeah.
Know that you're safe.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah, we
private,
talked about that.
the Facebook support and success groups. Really important to have training webinars monthly. So we've got monthly webinars on how to maximize your potential and your leads and your closing ratio using the Realty Biz Connect app.
Yep.
We do them monthly, and well as question and answer period, so you can get in and talk to the people that are using it, that have designed it, and be able to use it the most effectively.
Perfect.
Right. Access to a video library. If you don't
store
get
it
to
all.
us in real time, you know they're all going to be stored for you, so you can watch them at your convenience.
Yep.
And the sales and marketing automation suite, which is Small Business Dream, is everything we've been talking about, all designed for you. So once again, we create it, we build it, and then we hand it over to you, and you just need to log in.
Yep.
And we've got tutorials on how to run your back office.
Walk me through this one. So the sales and marketing automation suite. So I've got customers right now that I know I've got buyers, I've got sellers, I've got them in different, progress through the buying and selling. I've got people on drip campaigns. How does our sales and market automation manage that for us? How do we know who to call and why we're calling them?
So the great thing about it in the back office, it's really simple. You're going to log into your back office of Small Business Dream, which powers the Realty Biz Connect.
Yep.
And you'll have access to your contact management. So you'll see all the people that you have to call. You're able to put in notes about every person. If you phone somebody and leave a message with somebody, you'll be able to click a little button that says left a message, which records that you left a message with them, sends them an automatic email saying, I just called and left you a voicemail.
Perfect.
I get more responses by email back than I ever do by voicemail back. Many people don't listen to their voicemails.
Yep.
And then it sets them to follow up again in 3 days. So you log in to your Small Business Dream back office,
Yep.
and you know exactly who you need to talk to today and what's going on. If they're part of LinkedIn follow-up, you know that they're part of your LinkedIn. If they're part of your Facebook series, you know that's the person you've been talking to on Facebook. If they're a personal contact, you know they're personal.
And do I have to go to my laptop at my office to do that, or do I have ability to follow that up on my app on my phone?
So the great thing about our software is, yes, you can do it both on the on your laptop,
Yep.
or you can do it from your app. So we have an app for that, and we've got it available to log in on your computer. It's easier to do on your computer.
Yep.
It is, because you've got more functionality from your computer, from your laptop, than you do from the app. But the app allows you to see the basics that you need to know who you need to call. And
Perfect.
I got to call this person. You shake the phone, and it starts calling them.
Cool. So I'm showing a house to Craig Peliquin, And, hey, I really like the house. Can you send me a little bit more information about the title? I can open my app right there. I've got you listed. I can say, I showed you this house, wants more information. And that reminder I can set to show back up in a day or two or...
Right. And the information about that house you can have set up to literally click a button, and it, because you've got my information in my email, you can say, Craig, how would you like me to send that? Do you want me to text that to you? Do you want me to email that to you? Perfect. And you can click a button in the back office, and it will send what you've already pre-populated, all the information about the listing on that house.
So virtually I can now forget about Craig Peliquin because I've showed him the house, but I know I'm going to get a reminder of what I've got to do next when it's ready to go, and I can just focus on my next transaction.
That's correct. And you can set it up so that I'm followed up with automatically by email, even semi-automatically by email, so it reminds you that, hey, it's time to send Craig another email. And this is the email that you were going to send him. And then you can look at the notes that were part of what's happened with me, and you realize I need to edit that email just a little bit because the one out of the box isn't quite right. You customize it, you click the button, and it sends it.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm out showing houses. Craig Peliquin and I, we look at a house. I'm like, wow, this is perfect. We want to write an offer. What I can do is I can put my notes about the house that we just saw, the offer price, the subjects that we want, and then I can say transfer to Google Calendar, and I can say go to my assistant's calendar. I can say that, she can take care of this, and it pops it up.
That is absolutely correct. Makes it one place to be able to do everything you need. All
because now what I'm able to do is just go and find my next piece of business. I know that it's automated. I don't have to follow up with it.
You got it.
Awesome. Love it.
Good. Do you go to networking events? Do you go and talk to people? Do you meet people? Do you collect business cards?
So there's 3 ways that I'm always out looking for business. One, we do open houses. So we've linked the home tips to our open house, and I've also linked it to my first-time home buyers, and I've also linked it to my strategies for up-marketing in real estate. So how do I go from a condo to an acreage? Okay. And there's a series that does that. So through open houses, we do it. Then we do a lot of walk and talk. So I'm out at Starbucks. I've got my laptop open. I've got a sold sign on the back of my laptop, and just from that little sold sign, you'd be amazed how many people go, oh, are you in real estate? How's the market doing? And so, I do walk and talk. So what I'd love to be able to do would be I've got my laptop open or I've got my phone with me, be able to pop them straight in and then put them into a drip follow-up that non-obtrusive allows them to...
Right. And the great thing about the app, so with the app, you pull out your phone, you open up the app, you grab their business card, you take a picture of it.
Perfect.
It then goes to a real live employee at Small Business Dream, who then transcribes all the information, so it's not done through OCR, transcribes all the information into your database.
Perfect.
And then if you've set up an initial email when somebody is done, which you will have done by us, we'll have set it up for you with your help. They push a button and it sends out a first connection, which could be part of an email follow-up series, either automated or semi-automated. You could then push them into a social media text follow-up. Maybe now you got their phone number, you want to send them a text message. You can have the system remind you that you talked to this person 2 days ago and it's time to send them a text. Hey, we talked a couple of days ago, and it's all done.
And we have the ability to add our own fields or our own way of identifying. So a lot of times I'll be sitting in Starbucks and someone will say to me, well, hey, I'm looking for an acreage in Langley for my cows. Do I have the ability to, identify the fields that are most important to me in the app?
That's correct, yes.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yep. And you can we have a QR code generator so that if you're at an open house and you want somebody to download the app when they come to your open house to get your information, they hold up their phone, they hit the QR code, takes them right to the app store appropriate to their phone. To download the app, they put in your special code, which links directly to you, so they see your smiling face every time they open up the app. And more importantly, that allows you to send them a push notification.
Oh, that's important.
That means with a push of a button, instead of an email, instead of a text, you can send a push notification directly to their phone with information about an upcoming property, an upcoming open house.
You send me an email, I might read it tomorrow. You send me a text message, I'm going to read it in 2 minutes.
Well, right now, emails, they say now the average open rate on an email is 3.5 days.
I believe
so if you need me to look at that and look at something today, and for an open house this weekend, and it's Friday, and it's open house tomorrow, I'm not going to see that or read that till Monday or Tuesday, and I've already missed it. with push notification. It
Brilliant.
bypasses all that stuff and goes right to the front of your phone.
So let's say I'm sponsoring the Crystal Gala like we do every year, and I know I'm going to be meeting a handful of people. How would I be able to use the app to effectively keep track of the people I've met through that event?
Well, there's a couple ways that you can do that. The most effective way to do that is one, either having them download the app when you're meeting them face to face. Hey, here's a text message. Let me send a little text. Click this little button. Here's my code. And now you're connected with me. And now I can tell you about all my upcoming events and put you part of my newsletter.
Perfect.
When you get into the app, click the little button and say subscribe, and you will get my home renovation tips newsletter.
Okay.
Or you can take a picture of their business card.
Yep.
Another great way. And now they're immediately put in. And part of that first email follow-up could be, here's how to get part of the app.
Right.
Everything works hand in glove with each other.
And so if I don't have a business card, I can just manually key it in if I need to do that.
And you can take their name, exactly. Just that. You can go
Okay.
on your name and your phone number and hit the button.
Brilliant. Love it. Well, I can see how you're automating most of the steps of my business and allowing me to go aggressively after more.
That's great. So ultimately, you want to end up with your business directory listing. This is a picture of your listing right now in the app. You can see when somebody downloads the app and they've used your special code to log in, your face shows up, and then your listing shows up, and you can see we have a video that is the first thing to play. So that 40-second video we create for you is the first thing they get to see.
Yep.
And then we have the joint venture module. And in this, you can offer a bonus, an incentive for somebody to refer a new client to you. And in your case, you offer a $500 commission. And then all the terms and conditions about that and how that works, they can request to join your joint venture.
Yep.
And we have the sales funnel module. This will allow you to, in any of your campaigns, social media, to put somebody through a squeeze funnel, sales funnel, where they can get more information about what you do. And that's all created for you as well.
Yeah, the home tip module, once I've made contact with someone, I don't just want to say, hey, I'm great, hey, I'm great. I want to send them useful information. So the home tip module is something that I found my clients have really enjoyed.
Great. So let's just go over again what's included in the Realty Biz Connect app. You've got your done-for-you digital assets with a value of almost $2,000 and your system set up at the same value. 4 lead generation and automation strategies, same value, $2,000. The do not call registry management in Canada and the United States, $2,400 value. Private Facebook support and success group, that's a $4,800 value. The training webinars is $500. The video library and all the previous trainings, another $2,000 value. Full sales and marketing automation suite, that is a $500 value. And all the system and content updates and 2 books, that's another $650 value. Total amount is over $19,000. And then you get the training webinars, the monthly Realty Biz Connect maximization webinars, and this is a second thing, we've said this twice, so this is a repeat slide. So kill this slide, June, forget this slide even exists. We go right from here where we talk about what's included. Total value of over $19,000. The regular price for this package, James, is $1,499 for the setup and $899 a month. But right now we have some special pricing available. Only $999 to get this set up for you and $499 a month for the first year.
That's great.
How long is this going to take, James? We're going to have your system delivered and ready to operate within 30 days of your digital assets being completed. So as fast as you can get in to see us and get us your photos and your poses and all your digital assets and get them created, you'll be up and running within 30 days.
Perfect.
So now how do you maintain or update your listing with Realty Biz Connect? Well, you're going to log into your dashboard, which is powered by our proprietary smallbizdream.com software. So why don't we show how simple it is to log in and update your listings that we've created for you.
Perfect.
So you're going to go to smallbizdream.com and you're going to log in. We've created your username for you or your email. You're going to log in, click the login button, and you'll be bringing to your dashboard. In your dashboard on the side, you're going to see there's a directory setup link, and you click on that link, and that'll bring you right into your directory setup. This is the listing that is inside both the Realty Biz Connect app and the Small Biz Finder app. And you can see you can update your description, your name, your photos, your URLs. One of the great things about this is you can put the URL to your company site, whatever you need on the app, is available. You just type that in here. Your location, photos, everything that you need to do can be done right here inside the app. You can also update your joint venture setup. You click on that link there. And if you don't have one set up, you can create a new one here. If it's already done, you create and edit it here. All the information about your JV offer. In your case, you're offering $500. Then you click the save button and your joint venture is set up. Now, how do you download the Realty Biz Connect app? Well, that's pretty simple. That can be done at the iTunes Store or Google Play. If you go to this link on your phone, it'll take you to the correct app store. So if you're on an iPhone, it'll go to iTunes. And if you're on an Android phone, it'll go to Google Play automatically. Or you type in twt.bz, because we are here in Canada, we'll say BZ/RBC. Now, once you've downloaded the app, you're going to need to register or log in. You've already created an account, so you're going to log in with your username. If you are brand new and haven't been on the app, somebody new wants to do, they're going to register and put in their email and their first name, last name, phone number, and a password to get started. If you're already in the system, it will tell you you're already in the system and it won't let you do it again. So you're only allowed to have one user in the app. Then you're going to enter the code. The code is going to be the code given to you by your real estate agents when you register as a new person and you're getting somebody to come into the app for the first time. Your case could be Home Life because you're with Home Life in Abbotsford. Whatever your username happens to be that has been created for you, that is yours. It's unique. Nobody else will have it. When they use that and they click submit, they will always come to your face, your name, your listing first before they see anything else. It's now basically your app. They can click on the JV button and that'll bring them to the joint venture with you. They click on that, they request to join, and an email notification is sent to you as well as in your back office once they send the request, accept the terms and conditions of your offer, and the request has been sent to you. You have the ability to auto-accept all requests, or you can accept, or you can reject somebody's offer in your back office.
Perfect.
Really simple that way. And that's as easy as it is to get set up with Realty Biz Connect.
Wonderful. Well, let's get going.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.